Hi everyone, meteorologist Chad Evans here with a look at your daily weather forecast video, sponsored always by Trent Johnson State Farm. TrentIsMyAgent.com. Boiler up, hammer down, Purdue, Miami, duking it out right now. Got the Purdue gear on. We're looking for a win this afternoon. Big thanks to Trent Johnson State Farm, TrentIsMyAgent.com for sponsoring this daily weather forecast video, including the weekend edition for this Sunday. A few showers, a few thunderstorms developing, not for everyone today, but for parts of the area. Then it gets colder. We've got some frost and freezing ahead, maybe even a couple snow flurries tomorrow morning. And then it warms up big time, more storms by Thursday, then another cool down with frost and freezing. Then we warm back up again, and it looks active with heavier rainfall, storms, even some severe weather risk as we end March and move into the first several days of April. After highs yesterday from 70 Rochester to 82 down at Covington and Cayuga, 77 Lafayette, 80 Pine Village, 73 Galveston. As we push this vegetation along, vegetation that was damaged or blackened, well, we're seeing new buds form and a new vegetation begin to foliate out there. So the crabapples unfurling. Whatever magnolia was not blooming before the freeze is blooming now. And I even saw some sugar maples just starting to bud given this warmth we've got coming in. And you can see it even today, 82 Covington, 79 Crawfordsville and Frankfort. But you notice the north is already cooling off behind the cold front and the lake breeze front. It's only 50 at Lake Village after 64 earlier this morning, 60 Winnemac, 59 at the White County Airport, 72 Galveston, Cutler's still 71, but we're already down to 62 at Round Grove as the wind turns northwest to the due north. But ahead of the front, the winds are still out of the south and southwest, keeping temperatures very warm here. But these little buds, these little altocumulus castellanus clouds bubbling up here in eastern Illinois, those are the beginnings of what will be a few thunderstorms that will develop along and just ahead of not only the cold front but the lake breeze front late this afternoon and into this evening. So it's marginal risk. Kokomo, Tipton, Frankfort, Attica, down to Crawfordsville and Cayuga. Slight risk of severe Rockville area, down to New Ross and Ladoga and Lebanon and southward for today. That's a 1 out of 2 or 1 or 2 out of 5 on the scale for severe weather. And the main threats here would be wind and hail in the 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. time frame. So the storms kind of flare up here and then they drop southward. I'll show you an image on that right here. You can see here's Tipton, Crawfordsville. Covington's here. Watch where the reds pop. It's right in that corridor late today where they pop and then they organize as they go southward. So that's why there's higher risk of severe weather here, even enhanced risk areas off to our east and southeast. And then beyond that, just the low clouds roll in tonight behind it with a couple snow flurries, but those low clouds are rode away tomorrow as some high thin cirrus clouds begin to come in as the warmer air will already be trying to come back into our area, but that warmth will overspread us. It's warm, it's unstable on Thursday, and it's windy. And by Thursday, late afternoon, evening, you see a line of thunderstorms right here that develop right over the area right there and drop southward. And this is kind of the leading edge, I think, of any marginal risk that will be painted for Thursday. So here's Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, Kentucky, Missouri, Iowa, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Here's our forecast area here. Thinking there'll probably be a marginal risk here and a slight risk right across our forecast area. And at least for now anyway, the main threat would be wind and hail. We'll wait and see if we get a little more of an elevated tornado threat. So after the cool down after that, we get that frost and freezing after Thursday's storms. It warms up big time. Look at this, temperatures way above normal, but with temperatures above normal, severe weather risk really flares up in the plains, and we'll start getting in on some of that severe weather risk with time. So we're talking very late March, end of March here into early April. A couple rounds of severe weather are expected, and you can see the pattern, winds south-southwest, and note the rounds of showers and storms that impact the area off and on. There's one. Here's another round that comes up from the southwest. There'll be another one behind that. and then more thunderstorms developing behind that. So wetter weather pattern. Dry and warm here, colder here with a trough, hot ridge down here, and in between diffluent upper jet, and we can see here this is the zone of heaviest rainfall and the bigger severe weather risk from Oklahoma all the way to Ohio between the very end of March and then right up to April 13th. I think it's going to be wetter than normal and pretty stormy around here, but farmers take note. April 14th through the 26th, drier, much drier weather pattern, northeast, and a good chunk of the Corn Belt. Good for field work, getting some corn and soybean planting done. And then the wetter weather is south and west of us. So Nebraska down to Texas and then all the way to Oklahoma. That's where the wet weather, the above normal rainfall will be. We will be colder at first with frost, and then we will gradually warm up and head to temperatures quite a bit above normal. So those soils drying over our area so we can get some work done during this time frame. And take advantage of that, because after that dry spell, it may take getting into, you know, May 12th, 13th sort of thing, May 11th, that time frame to really dry things out enough to get back in the field and roll with corn and soybean planting. So after 77 today, we're 53 at 3, mid 40s at 7, wind chills in the 30s, a strong north wind, and a few showers and thunderstorms around. Again, the thunderstorms will tend to flare up down here with highs already reached in the north in the 60s, but we could still add a few more degrees to high temperatures in the southeast part of the forecast area, followed by low gray clouds and a few flurries tomorrow morning, giving way to a breezy, cool afternoon at 47 with the clouds breaking up and decreasing. 44 Wheatfield, 47 here at Lafayette, Delphi, and Flora, but 52 down at Cayuga. Wind chills in the morning, 20 to 25, so a real chill in the air, and after some frost, patchy freezing fog, 28 Tuesday morning, a high of 58. Nice and warm on Wednesday, warm, windy, storms in the PM right through evening on Thursday. 50 Friday, turning colder, frost and freezing on Saturday morning at 27, and then one more frost and freeze Sunday morning, and then it is much warmer. Highs in the upper 70s to low 80s with the risk of showers and storms by a week from Tuesday.